Blue has always had a special place on the red carpet, sometimes elegant and royal, sometimes bold and dramatic, and sometimes so unforgettable that the dress becomes part of fashion history. From dazzling sequins and dreamy couture to deep navy gowns and striking electric shades, these celebrities prove that blue is anything but ordinary. Today, we're counting down the top 12 most iconic blue dresses ever worn on the red carpet, featuring some of the most unforgettable fashion moments from the biggest names in Hollywood. And trust me, number 1 is a look you won't forget. Emily Blunt at the 2007 Academy Awards. At the 79th Academy Awards in 2007, Emily Blunt arrived in a look that instantly proved a sequin gown didn't need an overload of embellishment or complicated styling to make an impact. The Devil Wears Prada star stepped onto the Oscar red carpet in a striking deep royal blue sequin Calvin Klein gown, designed by Francisco Costa, and the rich sapphire-like color made her stand out beautifully among the night's many glamorous looks. The gown itself was sleek and wonderfully uncomplicated, with a strapless fitted silhouette that followed her figure before falling into a long, elegant column. What really gave it that unforgettable Oscar night sparkle was the surface, which was covered in tiny sequins that reflected the light with every movement. Contemporary fashion coverage even singled out the dress as one of the standout looks of the evening, with its intense blue color giving the classic sequin sheath a surprisingly fresh feel. Blunt kept the accessories focused but added some serious sparkle with H-stone jewelry. Her earrings were diamond studs, while a sapphire and diamond ring added another hit of blue to the look. The real showstopper was her Stern Star cuff bracelet, a dramatic diamond piece reportedly valued at around $300,000. The result was polished, glamorous, and very much of its era without feeling dated. Emily was at the ceremony as a presenter alongside her The Devil Wears Prada co-star Anne Hathaway, and their appearance became one of the memorable fashion moments surrounding the film's award season run. Jessica Chastain at the 2014 Cannes Film Festival. At the 67th Cannes Film Festival in 2014, Jessica Chastain proved that sometimes a single color is enough to completely command a red carpet. Arriving for the premiere of The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby on May 17th, she stepped out in an extraordinary electric blue Atelier Versace gown, and the vivid shade looked almost jewel-like against her porcelain skin and fiery red hair. Contemporary fashion critics immediately singled out the look, with the bold blue becoming one of the most memorable colors of that year's Cannes carpet. The gown had a beautifully sculpted asymmetrical one-shoulder neckline, with intricate draping across the bodice that gave the otherwise sleek silhouette a sense of movement. From there, the fitted gown fell elegantly to the floor, creating a dramatic, sophisticated shape without relying on excessive embellishment. The flowing fabric and architectural draping gave it that unmistakable Versace glamour, while the intense blue made the entire look impossible to overlook. Chastain kept the jewelry focused on sparkling Tesoro pieces, including glamorous diamond earrings that framed her face without competing with the gown. And then came the beauty styling, which made the whole appearance feel even more cinematic. Her signature red hair was arranged in polished, old Hollywood-inspired waves, swept to one side in a style reminiscent of classic screen sirens. A perfectly defined red lip provided a striking contrast against the electric blue, while the rest of her makeup remained elegant and understated. Nicole Kidman at the 2014 Cannes Film Festival. When Nicole Kidman arrived at the opening ceremony of the 67th Cannes Film Festival in 2014, she looked every bit like the Hollywood star you would expect to see opening a film about Grace Kelly. For the premiere of Grace of Monaco, Kidman chose a breathtaking strapless blue Armani Privé gown from the spring 2014 Haute Couture collection, and the heavily embellished design immediately became one of the standout fashion moments of opening night. The gown was anything but understated. Its deep blue surface was covered in intricate embellishment and shimmering silver detailing, creating an almost jewel-encrusted effect whenever the cameras caught it. The strapless construction gave the look a statuesque quality, while the elaborate flowing skirt brought a soft, almost fairy tale-like finish. The result was incredibly regal without simply trying to recreate Grace Kelly's wardrobe. Instead, Nicole gave the classic Cannes princess aesthetic her own modern interpretation. She amplified that glamour with Harry Winston diamonds, wearing the brand's Winston cluster diamond line earrings together with the spectacular caftan diamond bracelet. The jewelry added another layer of sparkle without taking attention away from the already highly decorated gown. Her beauty styling was softer and more romantic, creating a lovely contrast with the drama of the dress. Nicole wore her hair swept back in a twisted, side-swept style with loose movement, while her makeup featured gray-blue eyeshadow, defined eyes, and a soft pink lip. And perhaps what made this appearance so memorable was the setting itself. Nicole was opening Cannes with Grace of Monaco, stepping onto that famous red carpet in a gown that felt perfectly suited to the occasion. Natalie Portman at the 2023 Cannes Film Festival. Natalie Portman brought a completely different kind of blue to the 2023 Cannes Film Festival, proving that an archival gown can feel just as breathtaking as something made especially for the occasion. At the premiere of The Zone of Interest on May 19th, she stepped onto the red carpet in a spectacular blue dégradé Dior haute couture gown, and the dreamy color transition made the entire dress look almost like it was painted with light. Originally created for Dior's Fall 2017 Haute Couture collection by Maria Grazia Chiuri, the gown had already made an impression on the runway, but Natalie gave it a fresh identity by having the original straps removed. The result was a gorgeous strapless silhouette, with a fitted bodice opening into a dramatic, full skirt. Its deep blue upper section gradually softened into a much lighter blue toward the hem, creating a beautiful ombre effect that moved effortlessly across the red carpet. She paired the dramatic gown with an equally spectacular chopard high jewelry necklace, covered in diamonds and sapphires that echoed the different shades of blue running through the dress. Rather than piling on accessories, Natalie allowed that single statement piece to provide the sparkle, making the overall styling feel luxurious but incredibly controlled. Her beauty look followed the same elegant approach. Her hair was pulled tightly away from her face into a sleek, polished bun, putting all the attention on the neckline and jewelry. Soft, bronzed skin, a nude lip, and subtle shimmering eye makeup completed the look without competing with the gown's spectacular color. Amy Adams at the 2014 SAG Awards. Amy Adams arrived at the 20th Annual Screen Actors Guild Awards in January 2014, looking like she had stepped straight out of a glamorous old Hollywood movie, but with a distinctly modern twist. The American Hustle star chose a breathtaking electric cobalt blue Antonio Berardi gown, and that intense shade instantly separated her from the crowd. The color was bold, saturated, and incredibly flattering against her complexion and signature red hair, making the look one of the evening's most memorable fashion statements. What made the gown particularly striking was its unusual construction. Instead of a conventional neckline, Berardi created an architectural asymmetric bodice with a dramatic shoulder cutout, giving the otherwise elegant silhouette a sharper, contemporary edge. A sparkling embellished waist detail drew attention to her figure, while the fitted skirt continued downward before opening into a daring high slit. The combination of sculptural lines, exposed skin, and that vivid blue gave the gown an almost jewel-like presence on the carpet. Adams completed the look with Cartier jewelry, including colorful earrings featuring diamonds, emeralds, and sapphires, which added another beautiful layer of color without overwhelming the gown. The jewelry worked especially well with the blue dress because the green and blue gemstones created a rich, sophisticated contrast. But the styling is what really pushed this appearance into old Hollywood territory. Her hair was sculpted into a polished retro faux bob, with the rolled shape giving her the feel of a classic screen siren. Her makeup stayed relatively clean around the eyes, while a warm coral apricot lip brought a surprisingly fresh contrast to the dramatic cobalt gown. Taylor Swift at the 2023 Grammy Awards. Taylor Swift turned the 2023 Grammy Awards into her own little piece of the night sky. Arriving in a custom midnight blue Roberto Cavalli ensemble, she gave fans an unmistakable fashion nod to her Midnights era. The deep, almost inky shade was instantly recognizable, but it was the intricate sparkle covering the outfit that really made it glow under the Grammy red carpet lights. Rather than choosing a conventional evening gown, Cavalli created a striking two-piece look consisting of a long-sleeved crop top with a high neckline and structured shoulders, paired with a fitted, high-waisted maxi skirt. The skirt extended into a dramatic circular train, giving the outfit the grandeur of a full-length red carpet gown while keeping the overall silhouette distinctly modern. Across the deep blue fabric, countless rhinestones and embellishments created a celestial effect that felt almost like stars scattered across a midnight sky. The jewelry added another layer of drama. Swift wore spectacular Lorraine Schwartz earrings, featuring an intricate geometric design with colorful gemstones and diamonds, along with a coordinating statement ring. Instead of competing with the heavily embellished outfit, the jewelry reinforced its night sky theme and added flashes of purple, blue, and icy sparkle. She finished the appearance with her signature beauty language. Blonde hair swept into a relaxed updo, with her bangs framing her forehead, sharply defined cat-eye makeup, and her unmistakable classic red lip. Her nails were painted in a matching deep blue, creating a subtle connection between her beauty look and the Roberto Cavalli outfit. What made this appearance especially memorable was how perfectly every element connected back to the album she was celebrating. The midnight blue color, star-like embellishment, dramatic train, and signature red lip made Taylor look less like she was simply wearing blue and more like she had stepped straight out of the Midnight's universe. Hilary Swank at the 2005 Academy Awards. Some red carpet dresses become famous because they're covered in crystals, dramatic trains, or enormous silhouettes. Hilary Swank's 2005 Oscars gown became legendary for almost the exact opposite reason: what it revealed from behind. On February 27, 2005, while accepting the Best Actress Oscar for Million Dollar Baby, Swank walked onto the red carpet in a breathtaking midnight blue Guy Laroche gown, creating one of the most instantly recognizable Oscar fashion moments of the decade. From the front, the dress looked almost restrained. It featured a high neckline, long sleeves, and a sleek, body-hugging silhouette in rich navy jersey that followed her figure before extending into a long, sweeping train. But then she turned around, and the entire mood changed. The back plunged dramatically from the neckline all the way down her back, creating an unforgettable contrast between the conservative front and the daring open-back design. The dress was created by Hervé L. Leroux for Guy Laroche, and its simplicity was actually what made the construction so powerful. There were no distracting prints or piles of embellishment. The intense blue color, fluid jersey fabric, and extraordinary back did all the talking. The look was also perfectly suited to the moment, because Swank wasn't just attending the Oscars, she was about to collect her second Best Actress Oscar, making the night even more memorable. The beauty styling leaned into classic Hollywood rather than anything overly trendy. Her hair was swept away from her face in a soft, tousled updo, while her makeup was deliberately glamorous, with her makeup artist describing the inspiration as 1940s old Hollywood. Diane Kruger at the 2024 Cannes Film Festival. Diane Kruger arrived at the 77th Cannes Film Festival in 2024 looking less like a traditional red carpet star and more like someone who had stepped straight out of a futuristic fashion film. At the premiere of David Cronenberg's The Shrouds on May 20th, she wore an extraordinary electric blue Atelier Versace gown, and its metallic surface seemed to glow every time the cameras hit it. The result was dramatic, futuristic, and completely different from the usual Cannes glamour. The custom gown was made from Versace's signature crystal mesh, giving the surface a liquid metal, almost armor-like appearance. Its design was inspired by an archival Atelier Versace Fall-Winter 1997 look, but Diane and the fashion house transformed that reference into something that felt remarkably modern. The dress featured a sculptural three-dimensional shoulder, an asymmetrical neckline, and beautifully gathered draping around the waist before falling into a long, fluid skirt. She completed the futuristic look with spectacular chopard high jewelry, including white gold earrings featuring yellow and white diamonds, coordinating diamond rings, and 3 diamond tennis bracelets. Rather than softening the futuristic mood, the jewelry added another layer of sparkle to the already dazzling metallic gown. Even her beauty look followed the same visual direction. Mary Wiles created a smoky blue eye specifically to echo the gown, while hairstylist Joan Fernandez shaped her hair into a structured updo that kept the dramatic shoulder completely visible. This was Cannes glamour with a futuristic twist, bold, metallic, architectural, and almost otherworldly. And considering the film she was there to premiere, the space-age quality of Diane Kruger's Atelier Versace look couldn't have felt more perfectly chosen. Scarlett Johansson at the 2025 Oscars. At the 97th Academy Awards on March 2, 2025, Scarlett Johansson brought old-school Hollywood glamour back to the red carpet in one of the night's most memorable archival fashion moments. Instead of choosing a newly made gown, she stepped out in a deep navy Thierry Mugler Couture velvet dress from the fall/winter 1999-2000 collection, creating a look that felt regal, dramatic, and completely timeless. As a presenter at the ceremony, Johansson proved that sometimes the most unforgettable red carpet moment comes from looking into fashion history rather than following the latest trend. The vintage gown followed a sleek, figure-skimming column silhouette that fell all the way to the floor, while its rich navy velvet gave the entire look an incredibly luxurious depth. The front featured a dramatic plunging cowl neckline, creating a beautiful contrast between the understated shape of the dress and its daring neckline. The matching navy velvet opera gloves, also from the Mugler look, extended the glamorous effect and made the outfit feel almost like a scene from classic cinema. For beauty, Scarlett kept everything polished and sophisticated. Her blonde hair was swept neatly into a classic chignon-style updo, giving the plunging neckline and statement necklace plenty of room to shine. Her makeup stayed in a soft, romantic palette, with a subtle bronzed smoky eye, rosy peach cheeks, and a delicate nude pink lip that kept the overall effect elegant rather than overly dramatic. The result was a perfect example of why archival fashion continues to dominate the modern red carpet. More than 2 decades after it first appeared in Mugler's collection, the navy velvet gown looked just as striking on Scarlett Johansson, proving that truly great fashion doesn't lose its power with time. Sandra Bullock, 2014 Oscars. At the 86th Academy Awards on March 2, 2014, Sandra Bullock arrived as a Best Actress nominee for Gravity and immediately commanded attention in a breathtaking midnight blue Alexander McQueen gown designed by Sarah Burton. The color was rich and dramatic, while the clean, strapless construction gave the look a sophisticated Hollywood feel. It was the kind of gown that didn't need excessive decoration to make an impact. The elegant shape, deep blue tone, and sculptural draping did all the work. The gown featured a strapless sweetheart neckline and a sleek body-skimming silhouette that extended into a subtle fishtail shape and short train. What really made the design memorable was the dramatic draped fabric sweeping across the lower portion of the dress, creating movement without taking away from its streamlined shape. The combination of the deep blue shade and architectural draping gave Bullock a regal presence on the carpet, and fashion critics quickly singled out the McQueen look as one of the evening's standout gowns. She kept the accessories glamorous but focused, turning to Lorraine Schwartz for her jewelry. Her most eye-catching pieces were the extraordinary platinum and diamond cluster earrings, valued at around $1.8 million, along with a coordinating diamond bracelet. The jewelry added a brilliant flash of sparkle against the dark blue gown while still allowing the clean neckline and dramatic draping to remain the stars of the look. For beauty, Bullock went in a completely different direction from the overly elaborate hairstyles often seen at the Oscars. Her dark brunette hair was styled into glossy, defined curls swept dramatically over one shoulder, creating a polished, old Hollywood effect. Her makeup featured a softly smoky eye, strong lashes, fresh skin, and a nude lip, while a dark manicure added a subtle modern edge. The finished look was elegant, confident, and incredibly timeless, exactly the kind of blue red carpet moment that still stands out years later. Jessica Chastain, San Sebastian Film Festival 2023. And coming in at number 1, we have a look that practically transformed Jessica Chastain into a real-life mermaid. At the premiere of Memory during the 71st San Sebastian International Film Festival on September 27, 2023, Chastain arrived in a breathtaking custom Gucci sequin gown, and the moment she stepped onto the red carpet, those layers of blue shimmer immediately caught the light. With Elizabeth Stewart styling the look, the actress delivered a glamorous combination of old Hollywood elegance and modern mermaid core that was impossible to overlook. The strapless gown featured a beautifully shaped sweetheart neckline and a figure-hugging silhouette that followed her body before extending into a floor-length skirt. A daring thigh-high slit added movement and a touch of drama, while sheer panels around the waist created an almost illusion-like effect. The real showstopper, though, was the incredible sequin work. Shades of navy, teal, royal blue, and silver were arranged across the gown in a cascading pattern, creating the impression that the color was moving across the fabric. As she moved along the carpet, the embellishments shifted between deep blue and lighter metallic tones, giving the dress a mesmerizing, almost liquid quality. The lower portion introduced a blue to nude ombre effect, with the embellished fabric gradually becoming more transparent and skin-toned toward parts of the skirt. That combination of sparkle, transparency, and the body-skimming shape is exactly what gave the look its unmistakable mermaid core quality. Chastain wisely kept the rest of the styling from competing with such a heavily decorated gown. Her signature copper red hair was worn loose in soft, slightly undone mermaid waves, parted down the middle and cascading over her shoulders. Her makeup brought even more attention to her eyes, with shimmering eyeshadow, long lashes, and a smoky lower lash line, balanced by a softer pink-toned lip. A sparkling Bulgari ring added a final touch of jewelry without distracting from the incredible blue sequin masterpiece. And there you have it, 12 of the most iconic blue dresses ever to grace the red carpet. From timeless Hollywood glamour to daring modern designs, each of these looks showed just how powerful one color can be. But now I want to know, which dress was your absolute favorite and which one deserved the #1 spot? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this fashion countdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and come back for more unforgettable celebrity red carpet looks.